Hello everyone and welcome aboard. I'm the AngryConductor, and today I'm gonna give you my 5 cents on a Path of Exile early access this far. So as of now, I'm just about to complete the campaign. Let's see. I played, I just checked it, 1 day and 9 hours. While doing that, I have been taking my time, made a couple of huge mistakes, and this is my second character actually. I quit my first one in Act 2, or just before we got to Act 3. As a Path of Exile player, I played Path of Exile 1. I'm not a really good Path of Exile player. I'm more of a farmer type. I haven't completed a single Uber boss. I got my 4 waystones and all that, but yeah, never ever done Uber boss. I've tried, but I never completed it. So first off, I'm gonna just be talking about how the game plays, how it feels to move around in the game, and it feels really good. I'm playing on mouse and keyboard, and I'm using WASD movement. And going into the game, I was kind of I wasn't sure if I was going to play that or just play as it do in PoE 1. But when I got used to it, which it took me like no time at all, it felt really natural, really nice to do that. Not only just for movement, but also when you're using skills. So yeah, I think this is the future for me, playing with WASD. Now I'm a bit worried how it will feel to play Path of Exile 1 in February, when the new season comes out. But I guess I'll get used to going back again. But yeah, WASD is a huge improvement, to be honest, for me personally. I haven't seen so many people talk about it, what they feel about it, but yeah, it's good, and I understand a lot of people are playing on gamepad and they really enjoy it. So yeah. Ooh. There are some small changes I'm gonna go over here, which I found a bit weird, maybe, like that there's loading screens when you're going on the map. I don't have the best computer in the world, so I'm guessing if you have a much better computer than me, or a slightly better computer than me, that these loading screens are shorter. So initially when I started playing and I noticed that, I was like, I am never ever going to be able to check the map while I'm in the wilderness or out doing stuff, because I reckon there will be monsters around me, and I will get slain. But it turns out that the game actually pauses when you're in like this menu. Yeah, it works out, so it's not a problem. I have never died because of a loading screen, which is good. Good going on the pause thingy. You can also pause just by pressing escape. Well, not here because this is city, but when you're in the fight, if you press escape, it will pause the game. Rumor has it that the pinnacle bosses won't allow you to pause, so yeah, just a heads up there. So one of the first thing people get to experience when they play Path of Exile is the passive skill tree. This little bad boy. It's actually larger now than it was, but I will say they have dumbed it down. Like, there's little to no life nodes here. Maybe there are none, to be honest. And I haven't found a single resistance node. So they are pretty much just upgrades for your for movement and defense and attacks. which is good. I'm guessing they're hoping that it will be easier for new players to just mess around with the passive skill tree and just do whatever they want. I did that for like act until Act 5, and then I thought, well, I've accumulated enough gold now to do some respecking. You can do that by talking to this guy, by the way. We found passives. You use gold to remove your passive points. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and look up a guide and see if I do what they say, how much better my character will be. And he did become a lot better, to be honest. So I have probably made some choices in my clicking around like a madman on the passive skill tree. And when I got to use the guide, it felt a lot smoother. I did do more damage, and the game became a lot easier. But yeah, I did get to Act 5 without following a guide, so you most definitely can play without following a guide, but following one will make your life easier. I started out as a witch, and I liked it. I played with Flame Wall and Spark. Then I got my first Ascendancy, and I went to the Blood Mage, which was a huge mistake for me. I know there are a lot of good Blood Mage builds out there, but it didn't play out the way I wanted. The fact that you're using life and mana to do spells, no, it didn't work for me. But yeah, if you like it, good for you. So the scaling in the game, like it gets progressively harder as you play, which is a good thing. When I was playing on my witch, I made a huge mistake before getting to the Act 1 boss. I started playing around with other skills and just testing them, just see what they were. That ended up doing so that my main skill was underleveled when I got to the Act 1 boss, the Count. Meaning that I did way less DPS than I was supposed to do. So I think I wiped on him like 20, 30 times. I spent a lot of time getting him down, which was kind of annoying, but yeah, it's a good fight, so it didn't bother me that much. What did bother me is when I got to Act 2. The first boss you get to meet there is he hits hard, so I had a really tough time from Act 1 to Act 2. But when I got my skills going again, I was back on track. But yeah, I think my skill was like 2 or 3 levels lower than we were supposed to be when I got to the Act 1 boss, which was a huge mistake. I'm full of them. Mistakes. Ask me. I got them. So, and the campaign itself is really, yeah, it feels nice. This is Act 1 when I get through this loading screen. As you can see, there are some icons around here, which shows you that there are some extra bosses or loot you can get by completing the zones. Which I felt have gone. It was been pretty rewarding doing the extra stuff. Like this one is pretty mandatory. The first day you pretty much had to do them because the loot situation was pretty weird the first day. They changed that, so you're getting more loot. As far as the story goes, I'm not a story person when it comes to playing ARPGs, but I liked it. For those who enjoy a good story in a game, I'm sure there's something for you, because Act 1 to 3, really good story. In the early access, you play Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and then you're done with Act 3, you play Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 one more time at a higher difficulty. When the game actually releases, there will be 6 campaigns. Or 6 campaigns. Acts to complete. Not campaigns, acts to complete. 6 different acts to complete. So yeah, it's been doing good. And now I'm going over to the biggest change maybe in the game, and that is the bosses. The bosses operate in a way different way than they did in Path of Exile 1. There are a lot of really funny boss mechanics out there and boss fights. I've been watching some of the content creators, how they feel about it, and it's pretty much positive when it comes to the bossing. A lot of cool stuff to dodge, a lot of cool mechanics. And if you're like me and you're more busy looking at the flowers than you are at what's actually going on in the game, it can be quite challenging, to be honest. So yeah, not too challenging, or a couple of them are really challenging, but you always feel like, okay, if I just do better here, I'll get him down, which is a good thing. It really is. So as far as gear progression goes, playing Path of Exile 1, I was constantly at my crafting bench to try to make my gear as good as it can get. Here, drops are surprisingly good when you get items for your character. Another feature that you will probably use a lot is the gambling feature. I've gotten some really good gear, like this quiver is really nice. It has worked out nice for me. So if you ever feel like you're lacking in damage, just get some gold and get over here and try your luck. And even the regular vendor does have good gear at times. So what I usually do when I get here, I just write rear and I see if there's anything I can use, which there's not. But the stuff it actually sells is nice, and so I try every time I level up to go back to town and see if there's an upgrade there for me. When it comes to crafting, I'm not really sure how I feel about it. When I came into this game, I was of the idea that they wanted us to craft as much as humanly possible. That there will be, I think it was in the announcement that they say that we will get a lot of crafting materials throughout the campaign, and that we would just spend them as we got them, because there will be enough. As far as transmutations and augmentation orbs, which are these bad boys, you get a lot of them. Chaos orbs I've hardly ever seen, and you do get exalted orbs, but yeah, not to the point that I feel like I can craft all my gear. I can craft some, like I crafted this bow, but yeah, I felt like there will be more currency drops so that I could play around with crafting, but it turns out that I couldn't. I've heard that will change when I get to maps, that I will get a lot more currency from doing maps. But I was in a position where I thought that I would have to do this in the campaign. But it turns out that that was not what was intended. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy about the game. They have made some updates and changes today, and they've made some earlier too, which have been mostly quality of life and some nerfs. But I like them. Like today, they added a new checkpoint update, which allows you to teleport between checkpoints in the zone, which is really nice because the zones are huge and they're a bit daunting. And if you were to get killed by something in a zone, all the monsters will respawn, which kind of feels like a chore having to do the same zone twice. It's explored, but you have to kill all the mobs. So getting that checkpoint and being able to just skip to the place where you actually want to be, yeah, it's a big W. So I'm really curious how the next couple of months will look for us. They've said that there's not going to be any change next couple of weeks because of Christmas. So yeah, well-deserved Christmas break for the crew there. Yeah, I reckon there will be a lot of changes before the actual release of the game, and I'm really looking forward to the changes because the changes they've done have all been pretty much good. So yeah, let's hope for a bright future for this game, and I really do believe it will be a good game when we get to the end product and we get started with the seasons. I can't wait. So next video I will do just a quick just show you how the skill gems works, the skill gem system, and we'll see if I'll make a couple other videos about the changes from Path of Exile 1. Well, yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Have a nice day.